Darlings, it's Mummy, Sybil Bruncheon, and I'm coming to you from the amazing dining room, the main dining room of the Chatham Bars Inn up here in Chatham, Cape Cod, and we're sitting in the window and we're looking out at the remnants of Hurricane Lee. Can you see? Hold on, let me just see if I can do this for you. Can you see sort of the spray out there? The waves were bigger even just an hour ago, but you can see sort of that they're quite big. This is the waterfront at Chatham Bars Inn, and these buildings all belong to them. And there's outdoor spaces for a wedding that was yesterday, and everything's converging. Hurricane Lee and Rosh Hashanah, and George's birthday is today, so we're celebrating his special birthday. Anyway, and here people are. Let me do this properly. I'm trying to do my camera work properly, but it gives you an idea of the beautiful dining room here. This is the dining room where they have the wonderful Christmas and Thanksgiving dinners for the guests. They actually have a big boost of business in the holiday season, and then of course it all shuts down in January. But this is the dining room that we have come to on Thanksgivings year after year after year with friends and family, and then always we used to get always accidentally, although serendipitously, seated beside Julie Harris. So the next table over was Julie Harris and her friends, her little conclave. And that was lovely because she just was beyond wonderful and so available to chat about the holiday and celebrations and traditions and her career. And I mean, Julie Harris has always been, long before I ever thought I would meet her here, she was one of my biggest favorite idols, film idols. Anyway, we're wrapping up here. Hurricane Lee skipped us. I didn't want to tell anyone out there that I was up in Chatham for George's business opportunities. He was doing a big fashion event up here. And I was going to post Tour-ettes about it. And then it turned out that Lee might be drifting up here. And I thought, well, should I be posting those? And maybe people would be starting to say, oh, Mummy, get out of there. Hurricane Lee is coming. I knew that Hurricane Lee was not going to be enormous here because all the spaghetti models had the farthest west threads of Lee's progress grazing the Cape. The main European models and American models were that Hurricane Lee was going to be out to sea and would be hitting Maine and New Brunswick, but not really targeting Boston. So as a New Englander myself, I felt that this was a lot more of Jim Cantore's hysteria. Jim Cantore of the famous hurricane is coming, a hurricane, a storm of the century, and then it would end up being a wet fart, on Fire Island and nothing. So, apropos of that, I just knew that it wasn't going to be the end of the world, but I didn't post my other little Tour-ettes for Chatham. Chatham is absolutely gorgeous. If you ever can get up to Cape Cod, you must visit Chatham as well as Provincetown. And if you're gay, your gay passport and credentials are not completely intact unless you have paid a visit, a pilgrimage, if you will, to the Mecca of gay life in New England, Provincetown. So that's what I have to say to that. Anyway, I'm going to finish up my latte and my French toast, and I'm going to then go out walking in Chatham, and Brewster and Dennis, we're going to sort of drive around today and look at antique shops and hydrangea, which are everywhere right now. Oh, look out there. Hydrangea, everything. New England, I just can't recommend enough all of the Cape. It's just so glorious from May to October. It is glorious, and you owe yourself a trip here to see this wonderful, wonderful part of the country, especially in September and October. It's easy to like it in June and July and August, but my goodness, after the crowds have left, September and October, magical. And on that note, and with the waves and the ocean spray crashing out, ocean spray, oh, for heaven's sake, I just got it, ocean spray cranberries. Oh, I wondered where that name came from. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy the ocean spray and walk on the dune out there. And I urge you to remember to be present, to be mindful, to be grateful, just as Mummy is right now. I am being oh so present and oh so mindful and oh so grateful. And I want to remind you, as I remind myself every day, that everything we see and smell and taste and hear and hold in our hands and our hearts, all of this very moment, that very wave is borrowed. Everything you're seeing and experiencing is all only borrowed. Throw your arms around it, darlings, and embrace it to your heart. À tout à l'heure.